Hello and welcome to the Safe Alliance Breakfast of Hope. Let's start off with a big round of applause for this beautiful event and all of you being here today. We are here to elevate hope, to raise awareness, and to raise funds to support survivors of domestic violence and sexual assault. My name is Erica Bryant, and I'm an evening news anchor for WSOC TV Channel 9. Yes! And WSOC stands for We Serve Our Community. And that is why it is so important for our team to be involved in events and causes just like this. And I can tell you that as a survivor myself, it means so much to me to be here with you today for the continued elevation of Safe Alliance and this critical work in our community. Also, it's a big deal because this is the first Safe Alliance event back in person since 2019. We hope that you had the chance to check out all the items at the silent auction and to take a look at the live painting. The auction opportunity will remain open until 9:30 this morning, so you still have time to get those bids in, and please do so because we do want to raise more funds for the organization. We want you to go ahead and continue to enjoy your breakfast as we move along with the program. And we have a full agenda for you today, a jam-packed hour. Now I want to thank all of our sponsors. Hopefully you've had a chance to look at the sponsors in the program, see them on the signage throughout the event today. And please take note. Be sure to be intentional about supporting and recognizing those companies, those organizations, those people who are supporting Safe Alliance and its critical work in our community. Another thanks to all of you for being here as well, because this is the first week of Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and it's a great way to kick things off to make a big difference. At this time, I'd like to recognize all of our elected officials and dignitaries that we have in the House. If all of you could please stand. We have a number of them here. Yes, all of you, please stand. Our Chief of Police, everyone, please stand. Thank you. Thank you to all of our dignitaries for being here. We're in for a very powerful, powerful morning. You're going to hear from a mother and daughter and how they are thriving after experiencing abuse. You're going to learn more about the difference and the work of Safe Alliance in our community. And we're each going to learn more about how we as individuals can help to make a difference. We want to start our time right now with a spoken word artist. I'd like to bring up Shane Maynor, who is a survivor herself, and she is going to share her poem with us called This Doesn't Last Forever. Please welcome Shane Maynor.
When they ask me, why didn't you leave? The answer is simple. I didn't know that I could. Abuse has a way of making a flimsy house of cards feel like steel bars, turns a home into a prison, a marriage into a sentence, sex into seance, and when you're in it, the shadows play tricks in the gaslight of your relationship. You start to believe that you are the monster wreaking havoc, and if you just tried harder, there'd be less damage. It took 2 years of separation to realize I was just responding to my environment. It took 10 years to gather up the courage to finally file the divorce papers. I never liked the term survivor. It's giving the abuser too much acknowledgement, so instead you call me a thriver. He doesn't get to take credit for my courage. And that house of cards exposed who the real dealer was of the damage. They say, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. But I was already strong to begin with. It's how I got through him, left him, started my own business without him. You know, when you're in it, it feels like you don't have a choice. But there is always a back door. Always a group of people willing to walk alongside you into freedom, guide you to healing. You see, abuse has a way of isolating, makes you feel like you have no one, not even your friends or family. Loves to shack up with embarrassment, shame, fear. But the only one who should be ashamed is the one doing the victimizing here. You have the right to be safe, the right for love that doesn't cause pain, the right to leave a destructive space. These days, that house seems so far away. The world so much larger in the grand scheme of things. I've taken back everything he tried to take, reclaimed all my favorite things. There's not a wound left for him to fester in. Y'all, some days I forget he even existed. And that's all I want for other women, is to know they have the power and ability to get out of their situation. Because you are so much more than what happened, so much more than a survivor. And you don't have to do it alone. There's a whole group of badass women on the other side of that door, ready to be your escort, to step you out of hiding and into a life where you are thriving. You are worth the energy. You are worth reclaiming your identity. And together we can create a space of safety so every woman has the opportunity to find hope, healing, and belonging, to show the world that we are bold, beautiful, courageous, and there ain't anything that abuser can do to stop you from shining. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Shane Maynor, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing those powerful words about your journey, a journey that so many of us know well. I know it myself. 19 years ago, I moved to this area to work as a morning news anchor at Channel 9, to work and join Cullen Ferguson anchoring that early morning newscast. And at that time, I was in a physically and emotionally and financially abusive relationship. I had 2 very young children. And in that move, leaving the last television market I worked in, which was Charleston, to move here, that was when I took that step to break free from that relationship. And any of you who know about domestic violence, when you take that step to leave, when the abuser sees this is real, that you're going to go, that is the most dangerous time. That week, less than 2 weeks after moving here to work anchoring the morning news, was the last physical beating. And I went to work to anchor the news that day with a black eye, with bruises around my neck, trying to cover it all up with makeup. And my new news director at that time was so supportive. The station stood behind me through that journey of physically, financially, and otherwise breaking free from this relationship. So I know what it's like to be in the space of the women, the men, the children that we're trying to help. We're not alone, because 1 in 3 women and 1 in 4 men will experience intimate partner violence at some point in their lifetime. And 1 in 15 children are exposed to domestic violence every year. Domestic violence costs the U.S. economy between $5 billion to $12 billion every year. We have more than 450 people joining us here today. And when you look at those numbers, it's very likely that someone you know has experienced intimate partner violence, the impact it creates, or perhaps has gone through it. So with those numbers, 1 in 3, 1 in 4, we have over 450 people here. It's likely 150 people in this very room have either experienced, witnessed, was a child in a household where this was happening, or could very well be in it right now. Locally, the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department reports that last year alone, it received more than 37,000 domestic violence calls for service. And those numbers only reflect those situations where the person was able to or took those steps to make that call. So if it's 37,000 last year alone, only in Mecklenburg County, of those who were able to make the call, and then all the others that we don't know about. You can just imagine how pervasive this is and how it's impacting every single aspect of our community, our workplaces, our schools where our children are, our streets uptown. The devastation of domestic violence and sexual assault is so much broader than we can imagine. And that's why it's so important that we have organizations like Safe Alliance working on this issue every single day and providing that support. Much more than just a day or a month of Domestic Violence Awareness Month, but all year round. And we thank all of you for being here to learn more and to support that mission. At this time, I'd like to welcome someone many of you probably already know, the Safe Alliance President and CEO, Laura Lawrence. She's going to give us an update about the work of Safe Alliance.
Thank you, Erica. Wow, I'm blown away by this crowd. Thank you so much for being here this morning. This is a true honor to see so many people come here today to support Safe Alliance mission of providing hope and healing to those impacted by domestic violence and sexual assault. I recently was named President and CEO of this organization, but have had the privilege of working here for over 12 years. And during that time, I know that our dedicated staff are impacting this community in unbelievable ways. And so I want to thank you that with your support, we are able to change the lives of so many in our community. Everything we do stands upon the belief that everyone has the right to live violence-free. As you heard Erica say, the statistics are daunting. Domestic violence and sexual assault are impacting this community. They're impacting your neighbor. They're impacting the person who sits next to you at the school sports event. They're impacting your friends and our neighbors. But we, standing here today, are taking this opportunity to shine such a bright light on this issue. And think about when this group of 450 people leave, you will be part of shining that light, of making our community aware that domestic violence and sexual assault have no place in our community. We stand together to help survivors and to walk with them as they not only rebuild their lives, find safety, but be the people they know they can be when they are through this situation. Safe Alliance has many wonderful services. Many people come to us through our 24-hour-a-day, 7 days a week hotline called the Greater Charlotte Hope Line. This is a place where many people in crisis will call to receive that help and guidance and have community resources made available. We also have people who walk into our Victim Assistance Court program, where our highly trained advocates and lawyers will help someone who's afraid to go home alone or go home to the person that's supposed to love them. And they will prepare a protective order, and our lawyers will represent them for free to paint that piece of paper that will help them be safe. We also have many people every night who are in imminent danger in this community, and they would not sleep in safety if it was not for our Clyde and Ethel Dixon domestic violence shelter. And finally, many victims of sexual assault have used our services of advocacy and counseling as part of our Sexual Trauma Resource Center. They may decide to have that support day one, or many of our clients come to us 10 years later to start and continue that healing journey. Our work shines hope and healing for our clients, and that work is made possible through people like you and our support, your support you bring. Safe Alliance and our community partners are in the middle of one of the most exciting, transformative projects that I have ever participated in, and that is bringing a family justice center to Mecklenburg County. Many of the people in this room are the reason that project is happening. So thank you to the community partners, the funders, the supporters who know that we have to make it easier for victims and survivors and thrivers of domestic violence, sexual assault, human trafficking, elder abuse, and child sex abuse to get services in one place, tell their story one time, and have all those services from health care, human service support, lawyers, child abuse specialists, have all of that, especially with our law enforcement partners there, our district attorney partners, to come together. So not only are we helping the survivor and their children receive those wraparound services, but we are also seeking to hold the abuser accountable for their actions. So this partnership is changing and going to change our community. I'm so excited to tell you that we are almost at $30 million that have been raised through a private-public partnership. We have secured a location on Albemarle Road, and I think there was an artist rendering behind me. I will tell you that I have learned that it probably will not look like this, but isn't it pretty? This is all new to me, this new construction thing, but it's so wonderful. And we should, by the late 2025, we should be able to find someone in need, someone who comes to your office, your business, your church, your synagogue, and you should be able to say, you need help, there is a place to go. It's called the Umbrella Center, and you will receive the services you need. So thank you to everyone in this room, our service provider partners, our leaders, our funders, for making that possible. I know, one more. Thank you. Again, I just want to say how pleased and just honored we are at Safe Alliance that so many of you would come here, be a part today. So many people sponsored this event. So many people have given their time and talent to make this happen. And we thank you, because this amazing work, this critical work, cannot happen without each of you. Now, I am so excited to tell you about our incredible program that's going to have survivors, thrivers, women entrepreneurs, and champions that are lined up to tell you about the amazing work that's going on. I know you will find it moving because I have. Now I'd like to welcome Mr. Tim Williams, who is the director of the shelter, and he is going to introduce our two keynote speakers. Thank you again.
Thank you, Laura. I have the honor of introducing our keynote speakers this morning. I first met Ohavia Phillips at Safe Alliance Walk-A-Mile in May, and I was so impressed by her energy and ability to be a ray of positivity. You may recognize Ohavia as the in-arena host for the Charlotte Hornets, an in-demand event MC in Charlotte and across the nations, and a force of good on social media. Ohavia says she's living the dream in her personal brand while building a bigger dream to establish a respected multimedia company that creates positive content and meaningful dialogue, bringing communities together. Her mother, Mahalia Hanson, is a compassionate caregiver, both as a mother to 5 and as a lifelong, well-respected nurse in both hospital and home settings. While no one can match her daughter's energy, Mahalia has a powerful servant heart, and there's so much to gain from her wisdom. I had the opportunity to get to know them both when they came to tour our Clyde and Ethel Dixon shelter this summer, and I was blown away by their reflections on how they've been purposeful about creating a life where they can flourish and thrive. And I can't wait to hear what they have to share today. So, without further ado, I will turn it over to you, Ohavia and Mahalia. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Tim. Hi, Mommy.
Hi, sweetheart.
Y'all, I gotta tell you, been blessed to do plenty of interviews, but my mama though, I love my mama. I'm so grateful to see you all here. As my brother Tim said, I am Ohavia Phillips. This is my mom, my heartbeat. If you all are in the room and you've ever heard me speak somewhere, I speak about this woman in everything. The reason why I am is because of her, an entrepreneur, first in the family doing things, but this woman blazed the trail first. And I'm gonna try and get through this without crying, Mama, because you know I be crying. How you feeling, Mom? Okay, so also a secret, you all. Mama speaks, but Mama's shy. So I'm the one, I don't know how I got this, but it's your fault.
I'm just grateful to be here because of all the support. That's
Yeah.
why we're here.
That's right.
So I will come out for my Safe Alliance family.
That's right, my sweetie. Okay, y'all, so today we are talking about what it means to thrive. And even in our situation, Mommy, as you know, we were residents of the Safe Alliance shelter. One thing I remember my mom always saying was, we are not victims, we are not survivors, we are thrivers. And so today we want to talk to you all about how we personally are thriving on full transparency, how we're still rebuilding our lives, and how literally we're taking Thrive and it's becoming the pinnacle of our lives as we just go forth and thrive on, right, Mama? So I think a good start would be, when we think of the word thrive, right, especially for you, Mom, with all the experience. By the way, you all, I'm the oldest of 5, so when we had our domestic violence shelter experience, my mom literally was holding it down with all 5 of us in one bedroom, okay? And to give a little bit of context, in that one bedroom was 2 beds, right, about 2 twin-size beds, and a closet. And so imagine like about 6 people sharing a space, right? 2 beds and a closet. And so, Mom, for you, remembering that and now where we are as a rebuilding, what does thrive mean to you?
When we were speaking about this, I think Merriam-Webster's Dictionary of Thrive did it best. And I had to write it down because it was so perfect and it aligned with the poem we just heard. When she said, you know, I know we have to go through different stages. You go in as a victim, but you don't stay there. and then you move through a survivor, but you don't necessarily stay there either. You thrive. It goes through different levels, different stages throughout your life. It's never an end. So I wrote this down because it was so perfect. It is to progress toward or realize a goal despite or because of your circumstances. So that's why Thrive really resonated. You go in and it is the most, we could use all different kinds of words, yes. Devastating, traumatic, but you have to press on. And when I entered Safe Alliance, from the moment to even this very moment, the support, the love, they help you to do just that. From the minute you go in with intake, help you with your first aid needs, secure your children, get your counseling. It's just Thrive. Thrive really encompasses all.
That's right, Mom. Thrive really does encompass all. And also when I think about Thrive, you all, together we came up with an acronym for Thrive, and we're going to go through it with you all too, because it's just so cool. I'm having kismet, you all. My mom's up here. We're talking about, this is the first time my mom has publicly spoke about this, so this is so wonderful. But the T in Thrive, Mom, is trust, right? And I think about, you have to be able to trust and really lean on people that can help you thrive on. So for us, it is Safe Alliance. Talk to the people a little bit about, Mom, though, the significance of a pillowcase and how trust was developed from that pillowcase situation for us in our first night stay.
Yes, like we said, when we went in there, it was around 8, 9 o'clock at night. Yes. And when you enter into that trust, that's when every aspect of what trust is has been broken. And you're traumatized. The first 28 to 48 is crucial. Those who've been there know what I mean. And from the moment I went in there, I call it the pillowcase. I tell it all the time because I went in with 5 children, and my counselor, Monica, will never forget her, Monica Cambridge, talked to us, separated y'all, and gave y'all pillowcases. Now, the significant, it was just a simple pillowcase, but it had Disney characters on it, and it is what y'all use to kind of hold yourself together because all trust and safety was broken. And I didn't know where I was. It was 9 o'clock, 5 babies, only me, nobody in the city to support me. And that was the beginning of rebuilding trust. I had to trust who I was talking to. I had to trust the facility. I had to trust that I was safe. I had to trust strangers with my children. And Safe Alliance did that from the very beginning, from ensuring that they were safe, from taking care of me and my wounds, first aid safe. It was just a lot. Very grateful. I know, baby, it's okay. TH, we're gonna get through.
I'm just so proud of my mom. Just so proud of my mom. You the bomb, girl. Okay. The H stands for healing, and how healing is not linear. One thing that I remember, even after we had gotten out of being residents of the Safe Alliance shelter, it was almost, I love the support that we had even afterward, the follow-up, the counseling. These are things that are so important, especially me now being 31 and thriving in life. What I love is the support that we had, Mom. People actually checked up on us, right? Oh, yeah. Monica always used to call, always checked in. But I would love to hear from you on this, Mom. When we talk healing is not linear, what are some ways that you're still even healing and meandering through all the things as you thrive on?
Yeah, you have to understand and give yourself time. Healing, when you say that, healing, like you continue, and you will constantly continue. But even from today, this Safe Alliance family, just nurture you, love, always support. What do you need? Even after, you would check in, counseling services after, and calling, and if you needed anything, she I would get letters that I need, referrals that I need. They don't do it for you, they assist you. She always assured me, like, listen, this is not going to be easy, but you will make it, and we're going to assure that you make it. And they did. She did, and it always, I'm sorry.
So true. No, it's okay, Mama. I'm gonna cry again. These aren't my lashes. It's all right. The R stands for resources, which is what all of the familia
Yes.
is here doing today. Time, talent, treasure, but also tenacity, right, Mom? I think about how even on the weekends, the volunteers will come to the Safe Alliance home and how literally they would ask, like, me and my siblings, do you all need anything? What can we do? Mommy, speak to the importance of resources and how people can volunteer. Something as beautiful as volunteering. Time, talent, treasure. Why is that important?
Because it helps those that are in the facility realize that there's support. You know, I like in the poem when Shane said, you know, you don't, at one moment you feel like you're the monster, and another moment you're the victim, and another moment you're angry and frustrated. So there was always a different team. I remember we had to go in and sit with sessions at times, and there was a system that took you guys, and you know, we had the artwork that we would put on the wall. And then there was times in the morning where that's where I loved. I got to get up early and help with whatever came in. You know, I like to do, so I'm a doer. So there was always resources, and there's still resources, and you could still call to this day and still be able to reach out to someplace. Someone, they will always direct you. That's why I was like,
Yeah, so good, so good. And I love that Mom brought that up because, can y'all hear me? Oh.
okay, good.
Mommy, you know we from Brooklyn, so I was like, and yes, no, and I love that you brought that up, Mom, because truly it is the resources that matter. And I love also that you brought up there's still ways that people can show up today. Absolutely incredible. The I stands for identity, which is big for us even now, you know, because we're in our rebuilding process. How is your identity now, Mommy? Like, how are you feeling now? I think, how do you thrive on? Like, how do you live the words thrive on in your identity?
With gratitude, because when you go through certain things, you know, life, you can have plans for your life, but life has a funny way of planning it out for you, right? So gratitude, you know, it's not always easy.
Yeah.
You know, you don't necessarily arrive, but look at like today, you know, things like today, it's just so much and so much gratitude. Thank you to everybody because of you all doing what you do and did. I was able to, and now Ohavia is. So this is them seeing, thank you, because if you didn't help me, we wouldn't be here. So that's it.
And the V and the E, so I can stop crying, Mama.
V and the E.
The V and the E, vision and empowerment. Here we are. And I remember when I was with the familia at the Family Justice Day that we had most recently, I had said this. I said, sometimes people have to see the faces so they can know it's real.
Yeah, have hope.
And when you see it, you believe it. And I also think about how perception is everything. And if we're talking thrivers, there's a way that you carry the crown. Every woman in here who've ever been through, you carry the crown away. So Mom, talk to us a little bit about vision and empowerment. What does it mean? How can we move on from here and really get into thriving on?
I'm sure everybody's scenario is different, but for me, my vision was you guys. Making sure that you weren't scarred with, you didn't carry, it wasn't going to stay like that. I wasn't about to let that happen. And Safe Alliance, my experience, they assisted me. They equipped me with what I need, supported me with what I need. And this is the end. That's why I'm here. I want you to see that it can happen. You can go through, and because you helped the mother and her children, my beautiful Ohavia is the product of that. So with gratitude, you push, you do your work, you keep that vision of your children and everything you want, and you will see it. And that's why I'm here, so you could see.
Yeah. Well, Mama, we see, and I just want to say how much I love you.
I love you, sweetheart. I love you.
And I'm just so grateful for your tenacity. You all, my mother shows up every single day. And my birthday is tomorrow. And so to be able to do this with my mom, first time she's speaking on this publicly in this safe space. Thank you all so much for providing a safe space for this to even be said.
Yes.
I speak about it on the internet a lot. I use the platform God has blessed me with to let young people who have been in that situation know that that is literally the stepping stone to God's greatest in your life. And so to have my mom join me for the first time before my birthday tomorrow has been absolutely incredible. But y'all, we wouldn't be able to do this if you did not provide the safe space. So thank you all so much for being here. And this call is to you all as you show up every day. You are helping us continuously thrive on your time, your talent, your tenacity, everything that you do for us. And so I'm so grateful. Thank y'all for letting me cry. Don't tell nobody about this tomorrow now. Mama, tell them don't tell nobody.
Tell them.
But I love you guys. Thank you so much. This is my mom, Miss Mahalia Hanson. I'm Ohavia. Thank you guys. Love you guys.
Okay, are you crying? Because I'm crying. My goodness, Mahalia and Ohavia, please give them another round of applause. Such a powerful testimony and such a powerful opportunity for everyone here to hear their story and to see them. And to know that when you are giving and supporting Safe Alliance, you are making it possible for more mothers, more children to eventually thrive. Without the help of Safe Alliance, the world would not have the Ohavia that we know today, a bright, bright light. And Mom, thank you so much for all that you've done. And a total of 5 siblings, all doing the work now, giving back and uplifting our communities, because when they were younger, they were able to go to a Safe Alliance shelter. At this time, I'd like to welcome to the podium Marquita Payne, Safe Alliance Board Chair, and also Marcy Sheely, the chair of the Safe Alliance Development Committee.
Good morning, everyone. And wow, Mahalia and Ohavia, that was very, very compelling. And yes, you almost had me in tears as well. I want to thank you so much for sharing with us your stories. I'm just so deeply moved and inspired. We are really here today to raise funds to support Safe Alliance and the life-saving resources provided to over 8,000 clients per year. Resources that help individuals like Ohavia and Mahalia, as well as others, heal and thrive. I ask that you give generously and consider donating one of these suggested levels, which should be coming on the screen. But with that, $2,500 will provide 60 days of meals for a family of 3 in our shelter. A donation of $1,758 honors each client who received legal services from Safe Alliance last year. And $1,000 will answer 60 Greater Charlotte Hope line calls. Giving $399 honors a child who slept safely at our shelter last year, and a gift of $250 provides 3 hours of trauma counseling. As if you need more inspiration to give, I'm excited to announce that an anonymous group of generous donors have come together to make a matching gift in the amount of $20,000. If we can raise $205,000 during this event, these donors will provide their matching gift of the $20,000. And so now I'll turn it over to Mercy to walk you through.
Good morning. And are you ready for more? Yes? Today we are joined by 5 remarkable women entrepreneurs who have made their joint commitment to give $17,500 if we can reach that $205,000 goal this morning. Their names and businesses should be shown on the screen behind me. And I'd like to ask them to stand right now, just to thank you. Red. Thank you. Thank you. As a collective, these women are making a powerful statement that they stand united in support of the thrivers in this community, and they're invested in their hope and healing. Thank you for all these donors for inspiring the generosity in this room. And are you ready to stand in unison with these women and supporters? Are you prepared to make a commitment that may change someone's life? Please pull out your phones. I don't have mine. But to make a gift, you can scan the QR code or go to the web link to give online and pay with a credit card. If you'd like to give by check or you're having some kind of difficulties, there's a pledge card on your table, and you can fill that out and hold it up, and a board member will come and collect it. And thank you very much for being here today.
Thanks, Marcy. With your gift now, you are giving hope. Hope to a survivor on their journey through the legal system, or hope for a survivor attending group counseling, hope to a survivor fleeing to the shelter, and hope to someone who has just made the courageous decision to leave a violent relationship and call the Greater Charlotte Hope Line. Please give so that each of these survivors can find hope and healing needed to build a violence-free lives themselves. After you've made your generous donations, Jasmine Hensley, Director of Hope Line, is going to share additional ways you can support survivors in your life. So if you would, the Scantron that was discussed is on the screen. You can certainly give in that way. And if you have already given, we thank you very, very much for your contributions.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Jasmine Hensley, the director of the Greater Charlotte Hope Line. And as we've heard today, domestic and sexual violence is not just the victim's problem. It is a community problem. And we can all be the friend, the colleague, or the loved one who helps them when they need it the most. In those times, it can be hard to know what to say or to do. So I do want to share some concrete ways to help. On the table, at each of your places, there's an envelope, and inside you'll find 5 of the Greater Charlotte Hope Line business cards. On the front is the number for our 24/7 Greater Charlotte Hope Line, which offers support for domestic violence, sexual assault, and parenting. And Safe Alliance advocates are available around the clock, every day of the year, for someone in crisis. We are even available for someone who needs advice on what to say or do for a loved one who has experienced abuse, and we also provide a chat from our website that offers that same support. On the back of the card, you will find 3 key phases that are reminders of how to support someone who has experienced domestic violence or sexual assault. First, believe their experience. It takes a lot of courage and strength to open up about experiencing abuse, and you might be the first person that they've shared this with. So your reaction means a lot. So tell them you believe them and ask how you can offer support. Then you listen with empathy. Find a period of calm to talk with them and let them choose what and how much they want to share. Don't just jump into problem solving or pass judgment. Instead, listen more than you speak, but reassure them that what they are going through is not their fault. Finally, you empower them with resources. Tell them about Safe Alliance or share one of the Greater Charlotte Hope Line business cards with them and give them the choice about what they want to do and the next steps they want to take. Thank you all for wanting to support survivors in a way that validates their experience and gives them the decision-making power in their lives. Thank you.
Jasmine, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing those details as well about how everyone can be prepared, prepare themselves to help in that moment if you need to help a coworker, family member, or friend. We want to turn your attention back to the screens now because we hope to put up the numbers of how much has been raised. $227,000. So you know what this means. This means that because of you, you have now unlocked those earlier donations that you talked about. $20,000 matching gift, and then the $17,500 Unlock Challenge gift as well. So the matching gift and the challenge gift, those still need to be added to this total. So we're going to look at that number in just a moment. But first, we had on the program Matthew Shepard to come up and talk next. He owns 17 Great Clips locations around our community, and he was going to come and share about why the work of Safe Alliance is so critical to him and why it's so important to him. He could not be with us today, so Carla Akshur, who is the COO of this Great Clips organization, is going to come and speak on his behalf in his place. So please welcome Carla Akshur.
Good morning. I'm prepared to tell you why, as a company, we support Safe Alliance. It was probably about 15 years ago, Matt was working with a whole bunch, is what he called knuckleheads. So he never really had the experience or the knowledge on what Safe Alliance was about. And as he progressed on, his mother and father owned Great Clips. And with a change of hands and legacy, he was able to take over the business. And so he goes from knuckleheads to ladies and gentlemen. And, you know, he got to thinking, you know, how can I support my employees? Yes, we're a big name, but how can I get involved in the very small community that I live in? That's huge for an employer to care about your employees, to do whatever they can do. So as Matt's favorite thing to do is looking up and down on his Facebook, he found Brittany Bogues, who was actually working with Safe Alliance at the time, and she was mentioning some different stuff, and he reached out to her. And they just hit it off like salt and pepper. I mean, they were just wonderful. They loved each other. We started working with Walk a Mile. We had a gentleman come and actually speak to all of our managers. And what was amazing about that, we have 140 employees. We had 6 people after the speaking event from Safe Alliance come and ask for help. You get busy going to work and you don't realize what's going on in people's lives. To be able to work for Matt and Berdina Shepard, to know that they care. If anyone has seen him, he's like 6'7". This is a big burly guy. The last thing you want to see when he comes walking in the salon is like, who's that guy? You know, but he's the biggest teddy bear in the world. And he wants to make sure that everybody has a place in life. And when I came onto his company, I always use the word Ohana, right? I have young kids, Lilo and Stitch. Ohana means family, whether it's outside family, friends, and so forth. And so I like to believe that our company focuses on Ohana. And one way that we can focus on that is to be educated about Safe Alliance and know where to go, look at customers, because sometimes they need help as well, and to be able to give them the right information on where to go. So therefore, that's why we give back to Safe Alliance. Thank you so much.
Carla, thank you so much for sharing that, and to Matt as well for great clips in those 17 locations and the dedication to the work of Safe Alliance. You ready to check back in on our total, on our fundraising total? Yes, let's take a look at the numbers now. Wow, $236,616. That is, let's stand up and applause. That is an amazing number. This is going to make such a difference for hope and healing for people in our community, thrivers of domestic violence and sexual assault. Now I'd like to ask Laura Lawrence to return, and also Tori Marshall, the Safe Alliance Chief Advancement Officer.
Well, thank you so much. I just want to say I'm going to use the word ohana to our friends and our family that are here. Thank you for your generosity. Thank you for your support. Thank you for letting this take place so that we can serve our community. In your little envelope. Wow. Thank you. I wasn't sure what was going on behind me, but I'm pretty happy with that one. So, thank you so much. We do have in your envelope, there is a sticker, and we hope you will think about putting that sticker on your water bottle, your briefcase, on something so that you can let people also know more. Because remember, awareness is how we change domestic violence and sexual assault.
Yeah, I have to echo, I'm loud, I'm sorry. We'll hold this down. And look, he cut me off. Okay. I have to echo Laura's gratitude for your generosity. I'm thankful for both the gifts of treasure, and we know it was early, your time to Safe Alliance this morning. When I look at this crowd, I see such a strong community of supporters who allow Safe Alliance to fulfill our mission every day. Thank you. We are so appreciative of you, and we want you to stay engaged and connected with us all year long. You've probably already seen this because you've gotten your stickers, you've gotten your Greater Charlotte Hope Line ticket, but there are 5 ways you can read about to continue to support us throughout the year and stay connected. If you're interested in learning more, scan the QR code or visit our website. We will also have some board of directors and Safe Alliance staff lingering around after the event, and we can answer any questions you might have. I'm going to go off script because I saw quite a few people getting those pledge cards and not lifting their hands yet, and I am the Chief Advancement Officer, so let's raise those hands. Thank you, and if we can ask some staff members and board members to collect them and make that number skyrocket some more, we would appreciate it so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you again. This is amazing.
Look at that number. What a blessing. What amazing work by all of you today. Thank you so much. We hope that you leave here and go and talk to more people and share the important work of Safe Alliance and share how it changes and impacts and blesses our community so that this number can continue to increase long after we leave this room. And continue to try to donate financially if you can, but in other ways as well, with your time, with your talent, volunteering, with your donations of other items as well. It all collectively means so, so much. We can't thank you enough for being here today. My name is Erica Bryant, and I'm grateful to have spent this time with you. We hope that you've learned a lot and that we hope that, again, that you will go and share the great work of Safe Alliance to make our community better, safer, and filled with more and more thrivers. Thank you, everyone. One last thing. What time is it? What time is it? It's 9:23, so the silent auction doesn't close until 9:30. So if there's something you want, go and make that last bid. Thank you, everyone. Again, have a great rest of your day.